Okay, all right, so welcome to the new moon intention setting. So we just had the new moon around 9 hours ago now, I think it is. Yeah, 9 hours ago. And this new moon was in Pisces. And so in this next hour, this is the perfect time now to set your new goal or intention for this coming lunar cycle. So that's what we're going to do, and we're also going to, I'll step you through the alignment method as well, which will help you to uncover if you have any subconscious blocks that might be holding you back from reaching that goal. So with the lunar cycle itself, the lunar cycle generally is around 29 days. Sometimes it can be a little bit more or less. And it's this quiet time when the illumination obviously is at the lowest, and it's the beginning of this new lunar cycle. So it basically marks new beginnings, and this is a time to really just turn inward, to go into our inner world, and we can now dream and visualize and come up with whatever it is we want to set as an intention or a goal for this next four plus weeks. So we're going to plant the seeds, and so then this becomes a very potent time in terms of setting our intentions, setting our dreams, and just being very, very clear on what it is that we desire and putting that out to the universe. So you'll just need something to write on during this time. If you want to light a candle, you can, and just making sure you have just a quiet space for the next 60 minutes really. So with the new moon, whichever zodiac sign it falls in, then this will give the flavor of the energy that we work with in this lunar cycle. But also with this particular one, we're actually, it's in Pisces, and Pisces, if you are aware of it, it's the 12th zodiac sign. And this particular placement, the moon is at 28 degrees of Pisces. The maximum is 30 degrees in a zodiac sign. So it really is like the last breath of this whole astrological calendar, in the sense of the moon has moved through all 12 zodiac signs, and now it's in this final 12th zodiac sign, but it's also at the very, very final degrees as well. And then it will go into Aries, and Aries is then that new beginning, new chapter. So it's even more significant than it would be normally. And if you're aware of everything else that's happening in the sky right now, there's a lot of new beginnings, new cycles have been starting and are continuing. So very, very much like a reset point. If you have your moon in Pisces, then this will be extra potent. And so if you're not sure, you can have a look afterwards and just pull your birth chart. There is a place in the Skool community where I show you how you can pull that if you've never done it before, and just to see where your moon is, because that's always a very powerful one to look for: your sun, your moon, and then your rising zone. So before we go any further, let's just take a moment just to ground ourselves. So if possible, just having your feet on the floor and just slowly closing your eyes. And just start by taking a deep breath in through your nose, and just hold at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then just slowly breathing all the way out. And then just taking another deep breath in through your nose. Holding at the top for 3, 2, 1. And then just slowly releasing from the mouth all the way out. And then by yourself a third deep breath in. And as you do this now, just starting to notice any place in your body where you may have some tension, and just releasing those places or spaces in your body. And with your feet on the floor, just connecting in, and just imagine your feet connecting in with the earth energy. And this will just help you stay grounded and connected. And then just turning towards your heart space, your heart chakra. So we want to try to drop down into our heart space. If you work with your higher self, if you'd like to work with your higher self, you can just call in your higher self now to come and sit with you, and just to help you to tap in more into your body, into your emotions, into your inner guidance. And then just setting an intention for this session. It might be that you wish to draw in a new moon, intentional goal, but something that is serving your highest good and the highest good of all. It might just be for you to just stay open for whatever it is that needs to come in, but just setting your intention for the session. And in a moment, I'm going to get you to start to think about your new moon goal or intention. So just staying open to whatever needs to come in. And before you open your eyes and just coming back to the room, just feeling in again to maybe just any part of your body that feels maybe tense. And just trying to breathe into that space and just relax a little bit more. And I'm just feeling like supported, really, like connected to the earth, supported in your chair, connected to your higher self, your higher wisdom. And then whenever you're ready, just coming back to the room. So I'll talk to you a little bit first, a little bit more about the placement of this new moon and the energies surrounding it. And then I will get you to choose what it is that you would like to work on this new moon. And it can be anything from a very specific goal, a personal goal, it can be a business goal, academic, and it can also be something to do with a relationship that you have with another person. It can be to do with money. It can be literally to do with anything. But I'll explain a little bit more about this placement, and then this may bring something forward to you as well. So with Pisces, it is very, it's quite a spiritual sign, and this will help us to really go within and to listen to that inner voice. And it's very much a supportive energy in terms of helping to dissolve limiting beliefs, anything that's connected to fear or doubt, and just having faith. And this is what it looks like, or it looked like at the exact time of the new moon. So I'm in Brisbane, so I'm at the bottom one here. So for me it was 11 a.m. For those of you in UK or Europe, it would have been the early hours of the morning. And then those of you in America, it would have been last night, 9:30 p.m. So whenever we have a new moon, it's at the exact same degree and placement as the sun. And that's where we get the illumination dissolves, disappears. And so 28 degrees of Pisces, so we've got sun and moon together in Pisces. And as I said, with the new moon itself, this is very good for intuition, imagination, and just trusting maybe what you can't yet see, and just trusting your guidance. But in terms of the sun in Pisces, this will really help you to have that inner reset, like an emotional alignment maybe. Because when we have the sun and the moon meeting like this, it's very much not just an energetic cycle, but also like an emotional cycle begins as well. And in this placement, it can be inviting you maybe to release mental control and just reconnecting with your deep intuition and your soul direction maybe. So it may be calling you in this way. And we also have the two planets, Neptune and Saturn, which are also what we call conjunct. So it means they're next to the sun and the moon. Now they're in the next sign of Aries, which is where the sun will be moving on at the end of this week. I think it's on Saturday. So we move into Aries for anyone who's in Aries. But this Neptune and Saturn being so close to the moon will also have quite a strong impact on us, and also it can impact on your direction and what your vision is as well. So with the Neptune in Aries, Neptune itself is very much around that spiritual connection as well. So very much connected to the mystical, the psychic, the intuitive. But in Aries, it has a slightly different energy. So it may be asking you maybe to act. It's maybe asking you to act on what inspires you. Because Aries gives us that movement, that forward movement. So it might be like spiritual courage, asking you to step more into a spiritual path maybe, and just kind of inviting you to take very inspired action, and bold action, but it still has that kind of dreamy feel to it, because Neptune's still carrying that sort of mystical feel to it. So just asking you, I guess, to think about any dreams that you haven't acted on. This can be a good thing. The energy will support that. So acting on a dream. And then we also have Saturn, also in Aries as well. Saturn is around boundaries, but also responsibility, and can be discipline. So this actually is very good energy in Aries, because it will help you to commit to your vision. So we can tap into this energy. It will bring through responsibility and that maturity and structure that you need, but also helping you to take ownership of the path that you're on. It might be asking you to step into leadership, and even leadership of your own life as well. So maybe there's a vision that you feel called towards, and this might be asking you to commit to that vision that you had for yourself. It might be asking you to take more responsibility for your life direction, and just helping you to give you that strength or courage that you need. The other important aspect would be Uranus here in Taurus. That's in a positive alignment to the moon, what we call a sextile. And so this represents new possibilities, positive change. Uranus represents very much like normally things like innovation, can be things that are unexpected, like unexpected breakthroughs, can represent technology. But in this supportive angle to the moon, it's very, because it's in Taurus, it's a very grounding energy, and that will just encourage you to maybe make some gentle shifts in your habits, maybe. Might be about your values, but very sort of more of a stable energy. So this aspect is really supporting like new ways of living that are really just authentic ways, feeling authentic, very freeing. So there might be some kind of positive change that you're looking to bring into your life, a new approach maybe. So this will definitely support that as well. And so there's obviously a lot of other energy in the sky right now that is supporting these kind of new beginnings. So we've still got Mercury retrograde, but that's almost to the end now, so that will come to a close. Mercury retrograde can definitely support a lot of inner work that we might have been doing over these last weeks or so, and that supports around this time where we do tend to do more inner work and a little bit more quiet time, but now that will go back to normal, so that's good. And we've also still got the Mars in Pisces, but as I said, over this coming few days, a lot of this energy will start to shift more and more now into Aries, and so that will then create a different feeling and a different energy. But whatever intention you set now at this new moon in Pisces will take you through this lunar cycle still, and it's supportive energy for this lunar cycle, and it can even be in relation to something that you're setting for the whole 12 months ahead as well. Like whatever you set now can be part of a bigger vision. and particularly because it is the end of this astrological calendar in terms of the Piscean moon, before it moves next time into the next new moon will be in Aries. So then we also have, because, and I won't go into lots of detail, I'll do that on Sunday, I'll talk a little bit more because there is more happening, but one particular placement when I look at galactic astrology is that conjunct to the moon for this new moon is the constellation of Pegasus, and in particular this particular star here, fixed star of Shiat. And so Pegasus and that whole constellation is very ancient star system. It often calls to dreamers and healers and creators. Lots of mystical energies are connected to this constellation, as well as like galactic civilizations. So Pegasus star seeds often carry memories from this kind of like elemental beings and aquatic light beings, very sort of more of a water world type of energy. But it's also like a portal of remembrance and reawakening of our ancient codes, if you are open to that sort of thing. But with this particular fixed star of Shiat, this is more connected to the sort of energy work and also wisdom. So it's also very very supportive energy, but also because this particular fixed star is sitting right at that threshold between Pisces and Aries. So it's like the completion of one cycle and the birth of the other. And so the symbolism here is really around emerging with that experience and wisdom that's been gained along the way, and using that spiritual wisdom, that spiritual depth, to then imagine and create something new. So sort of like taking that wisdom through and then creating and birthing something new. So this is a really nice energy as well, and it's, as I said, it's conjunct to the moon. So, and then the last thing to mention is you can also have a look to see where it sits, where this energy, where this new moon energy is kind of shining a light on your own birth chart. And so if you have your birth chart, you can have a look. If not, you can have a look later on. This is my birth chart. So you're looking for Pisces, and so this is the symbol. It may look a little bit different, but basically it comes after Aquarius, which is like the two little wavy lines, and before Aries, which will look sort of like the ram horns. So once you've found Pisces, you are looking for the very, very tail end of it, going anti-clockwise, because we want to find 28 degrees, and there's 30 degrees in each zodiac sign. So for me, you can see it's sitting around this point here, and then I'm looking to see which house number, because that's the life area that this will be shining on. So for me, it's 7, which is things to do with relationships. Can be business relationships as well. Yeah, so that's where it's kind of shining a light for me. So you can have a look to see the house area, the life area, sorry, the house number and the life area, because sometimes this can just add like a layer of understanding around maybe what's happening right now. If you have any questions, just let me know. But otherwise, what I would like you to do now is to, you may have already come into today with an idea as to what maybe your new moon goal or intention is going to be, but I want you just to take a moment now to ask yourself, what is it that you want to achieve in this coming lunar cycle? So 29, normally it's around 29 days, so just over 4 weeks. What is it that you would like to achieve? And I want you to write down your main goal or intention. And this can be connected to, like, how do you want to feel? That can be one way of looking at it. Like, how do I want to feel in this next 4 weeks? What do I want to do? Or what do I want to achieve? Because it can literally be anything. So what's your main goal or intention that you want to set? And once you've got your goal or your intention, just write maybe G in the chat for me so I know that you have that. Perfect. Sorry, I just, it must have closed down. Yeah, so 5th house, in case you can't see it, Michelle, because it was a little bit small on there, is to do with your creativity and play and having fun. Can be to do with, like, romance as well. Romance, children, but also things like pleasure, joy, hobbies, entertainment, but it can also cover entrepreneurship as well. So if you have a business, then it can also cover that too. So now that you have your goal, what I want you to do now is to, on a blank piece of paper, write that goal in the middle of your page and draw across 4 quadrants around the outside of this. And once you have this, now I want you to start by, in the top left, I want you to write the benefits of you reaching the goal or achieving the intention that you've set for yourself. It might be 3, could be 5, could be more, but just listing all the benefits. And once you've got your benefits in the top left quadrant. In the top right, I want you just to now write all the actions that you need to take to achieve that goal or that intention. Once you've got your benefits and your actions, just write BA in the chat for me. Perfect. So now you have the benefits and the actions. Underneath in the top, in the bottom left, I want you now to think about these benefits. What are the advantages of you not having the benefits? So are there any advantages or benefits to you actually not receiving those benefits? And what we're trying to do here, just try not to overthink it too much. The first things that's coming through for you. If there's nothing at all, that's fine, you just leave it. But for each benefit, go through each one and see if there is a benefit to you not receiving it. So if my goal was to lose weight, maybe one of my benefits would be buying new clothes. Then the advantage of not buying the clothes would then be to save money. So what we're trying to do here is identify any subconscious blocks. And once you've done this for the benefits, then do the same thing for the actions. So what are the benefits of you not taking the action? And again, if you can't think of anything, it might just be that you're in alignment with the action. You're happy to take that action. There's no block. But every time something is coming up for you, that's potentially like a subconscious block. So just write, try not to think too much about it, just writing the first things that come through. Let me know in the chat if you need help with anything or there's something you're not sure about. Perfect. So now when you look over these bottom two quadrants, these are potentially your subconscious blocks or your limiting beliefs. So I want you now to draw out any limiting beliefs or hidden blocks, subconscious blocks that you might believe to be true, but and these things are then potentially going to hold you back from achieving this goal or this intention. So I want you now to write a list of your limiting beliefs, or your subconscious beliefs. It might only be 2, you might have more than that. And just write down all the things that you need to be aware of. There might just be things that came up for you. They may not even be true. And these are what are going to hold you back. Once you've got your limiting beliefs, just write LB in the chat for me. So once we have identified some of these potential hidden blocks, and there could be a lot more, and that's the importance of doing this work, because sometimes we can be working towards a goal and we just don't get there, and it's often these subconscious blocks that we're not aware of. A lot of our thought processes is based on around, I think it's around 95% is based on our subconscious. And so there's so much of the subconscious mind that is ruling and driving our life. And by taking time to do this work, we can more easily get towards and achieve our goal by working on these limiting beliefs. And there's many ways that you can work on these limiting beliefs. So because these are like the hidden stories, obviously the most common ones are journaling. So throughout the month, I offer different journaling prompts throughout the 8 moon phases. So the moon phases can be a good way to do that consistent journaling, to see what's coming up, and just being aware. Like sometimes just being aware and writing down the limiting belief can be enough to release it if it's something quite small and close to the surface. We can reframe, so anything that you've written down, you can also now reframe into something positive. So whatever it is that you have, I'm not good enough, it's going to take too much time, I'm not capable of doing this thing. Whatever it is that's come up for you, what is the opposite of this? The complete opposite. And so you can reframe your limiting beliefs and then use these as affirmations. We can visualize and meditate. So we'll do just a short mini visualization before we finish. And of course, the environment that you're in is important, that you have, support around you. And then, of course, there's things like somatic practices, energy healing. All of these things are very, very good. Anything that can help with subconscious blocks, hypnosis actually as well, very, very good. And then also belief coding, which is what is the main modality that I use in the live sessions. And so every Sunday I hold the MoonCoding sessions, which is based on belief coding. It's a little bit similar to what we've just done. So we look at the moon, the alignments, the energies, and we journal. And then we go into the belief coding session, which is very much based on doing inner work working with a memory, working with a past memory that's come up that's maybe connected to one of your limiting beliefs, and then working with the energy to release it and to transform it into something very, very positive. So if that's something that interests you, if you haven't been to that before, then you can have a look at the calendar, and you'll see every Sunday I do the MoonCoding sessions, which is based on that. There's also, just as I said before, just the idea of being aware. And so moving through this lunar cycle, I also offer in Skool, we have the lunar challenge. And so this is also a good one if you wish to take part every day, writing small actions that you've taken, or a reflection that you've had, or it can just be something that's come up, or a release that you've had that's connected to your main goal that you're working towards. And so just constantly being aware and connected to your goal and taking that small aligned action all the time. So if you wish to join the Moon Challenge, then that's a good one to just stay accountable, if that helps you to take daily accountability steps, really. That can be really useful. So let's just finish by just doing a very short 5 minutes meditation and visualization. And so whenever you're ready, just closing your eyes. And just taking a breath in. And slow breath out. And I want you now just to focus on this new goal that you've set for yourself. And I want you now to imagine yourself going forward into the future in the next few days. And I want you to see yourself taking the first action that you need to take that will move you closer to this goal or intention. And now I want you to notice one of the hidden blocks that's just come up for you. And I want you to choose one of those hidden blocks. So one of your limiting beliefs, your subconscious beliefs. And I want you to ask yourself why. Why do you think like that? Where does this come from? And if you wish, you can just go a layer deeper and ask again, why? Why do you think that way? What does this mean for you? Why has it come up? And now imagine just completely transforming that limiting belief into something positive. What's the complete opposite? And what do you need to do to feel that, to achieve that? What can you do in this coming week that can help you to have that, or feel that, or be that? And I want you to imagine now in front of you there's a river, a stream. You might be on the beach, but just near some water. And I want you to take that old hidden block and see it in your hands now, like a pebble, a stone, a rock. And I want you to now imagine throwing this block into the water. And as it hits the water, it starts to dissolve. Until it's completely gone. And then bring your attention back to this new empowering feeling. I'm just taking a deep breath in. Feel that feeling going into your heart space. And just confirm again, what is the main action that you now need to take? The first step that you need to take on this new journey, this new reset. What is it you need to do next? Take one more deep breath in. Feel your body relaxed, your heart full, and just slowly releasing. Feel yourself grounded, connected, and supported. And then whenever you're ready, just slowly coming back to the room, opening your eyes. And I want you to take a moment just to write down what it is, what your action is that you need to take next. And if anything else came through for you. So this is a really simple way that you can just be aware. You can visualize, reframe, and release. And so sometimes for certain limiting beliefs, this can work well. When it's something a bit deeper, more heavy, something that's got a lot more things attached to it, then obviously we need to do deeper work. So sometimes the affirmations won't work, the journaling won't work, you need to go deeper. So you really need to go more into a meditative state or do more breath work, somatic work. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, the MoonCoding is the next thing that is available on the Sunday. And so this is a very good way. I offer 4 in a month. Sometimes we get 5 in a month, depends on how it falls. It takes around an hour and a half to 2 hours, and very relaxing, and a very good way to work and transform your limiting beliefs. And as we do this inner work, we can shift, other things will start to shift and move. So it is really an ongoing process that we do this work. And yeah, just to become more empowered and work towards bigger and bigger goals and just upgrading ourselves all the time. So if you do have any questions around anything from this session or around the MoonCoding or anything else, then feel free to reach out. But I hope you enjoyed this session and you got something from it. You've now got your list. You've got some action that you can take. If you want to share it as well, see if I have it open. Yeah, so under Classroom, under Start here, there's this the Lunar Challenge. So if you wish to, you can make the post. I haven't done a new one yet, but this is my one from last month. So just setting the lunar the goal, listing how you wish to achieve it, your commitment, and then basically each day doing some small step to take action and move yourself closer to that goal. So I'll stop sharing there. So I hope to see you again all very soon, and if you have any questions, then just let me know.
Thank you. There was again a cluster that was revealed of limiting beliefs.
Ah, that's great. That's great.
So,
That's good. You've got things to work on, so that's great.
yeah, a lot. A lot. I know what to work on next Sunday.
Perfect.
Okay,
That's great.
thank
Well,
you.
enjoy the rest of your day and evening and week, and then hopefully see you on Sunday. Okay, take care. Bye.